Okay, cool. All right, everybody, welcome in to hopefully what'll be one of the first live streams of many this year here. We are going to kind of commentate on second qualifyings here as we go. So right now we are in the midst of 250B for A1 here. And it looks like we got Juju on top with a 101.9 for this group here. And we'll kind of see how the track's going. I'm Travis. I'm the host. This is Justin. You guys all know him. Hopefully the sound's okay. We'll see here. Because we're trying this. This is all a test run. So if it sucks, I apologize. But we're giving her the old college try. And I'm trying to pull this up here so I got the chat. Let's see here. Boom. All right. There we are. Gage Sorensen. What's up, dude? We're trying this. This is all a test run. So if it sucks. All right. Well, that doesn't look too bad. Hey, fix that number plate behind you there. Okay, Anthony, or no, shoot, what's his name that we're watching right now?
Right there on the Suzuki?
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain. Yeah, he's the
Hey, I did think it was that.
Yeah, he got the...
Really close to Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, let's not go on that road. Yeah, no, I don't, I think he's only doing the first few rounds.
All right. All right. Yo, what up, Ma? It's okay. It's fine. It's no problem. Live studio audience here. This is great. Oh, man, now we got... Oh, man. Now we got 7 people watching. What are you guys watching on? So we're on Peacock. There's a TV actually up behind the camera here that I installed during the off season. Just an old TV we had with a Fire Stick in it so that we can watch all the stuff. I watch a lot of YouTube out here when we're doing things. Can everybody hear us okay? I've got a microphone for the camera plugged into the phone, but let's see. And this is an old phone we're using too, so if the stream all of a sudden cuts out, it's probably because the battery dies, so I apologize. This is all new for us. We're testing stuff here. I'm hoping by the time we get past Detroit to maybe have a computer set up with the legit camera plugged in to live stream these things so we can have some better picture quality and some better audio, but we're playing this by ear here, so all right, so we're watching Juju right now. Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. Oh, look, Prado. How do you think Prado looked in the first one?
Smooth, man. Very relaxed. Struggled the whoops for a little bit, but I think that's just because he was trying to search for different lines, go inside out. I think he's going to be, and JT made a comment about this, I think he's going to be really good by the night's end of the main when the moisture starts coming up out of the dirt, and it's just very broke down and cupped out because... Prado's just fluid, man. He's analyzes what's going on, and things are very slowed down for him when the track breaks down. He's never just hang it out and ride that edge when the track's fresh. So I think the heat race, and even if he rips a holy, is going to be a little bit of a struggle bus for him. But the moment the main comes around, and like I said, that traction is just, it's like riding on a skate rink. I think he's going to be good, man. He's going to be good.
How about the fact they took that Dragons back out?
Yeah, I think I don't like it. I mean, I get why. Like it either. I think basically they were worried because it was getting so cupped out and it dropped off so bad. I think they were worried about people skipping across with the front and then dropping into the pocket and then preloading, and then because it dropped off so precisely,
but
having
see,
the front. Yeah, it's like
but
it's
I was
dumb
super
because
interested to see it because
you're you're taking away a part of the track that's technical that you don't really see, because usually when we see Dragons back, there's a backside to it, but this dropped off onto the start. And it made people, are you going to blitz through and try to double off so you can downside it? Or are you going to like just wheel tap 3 and then 3 out? And
well, and I mean, we saw it yesterday because we saw the guys wheel tapping 3-3 out. We saw the guys blitzing, like, so I was like, oh, this will be cool.
There's a separator.
This will be something that there will be some different lines to try to separate stuff.
I think they were just basically, and this is what I commend Worx for everything they do. They've made great strides with how they do track prep as of what they were 10 to 15 years ago, but I think that they're taking away some of the technicality for these guys.
Yes.
Because I knew exactly because it rained really hard on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it right now. Well, not so much.
But they had the track built and covered, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but there was a little bit of moisture on top. You saw in the first time session with how greasy it was, with how much moisture was on top. They went in and dozed everything up, so now you can still see that there's a lot of traction, but it was very hard with that greasy base. And those faces broke down really quickly. And I think exactly what I saw yesterday with how rutted it got and cupped out as quickly as it did, I knew exactly what they were going to be worried about. They were literally going to be worried about somebody, one of the faces getting flat, and they were skipping across, front end dropping into the pocket, and then bouncing across the top, and then dropping off on the backside, and somebody going to Indonesia.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're taking away the technicality from what separates these dudes, because that was going to be a separator,
Yeah.
especially late in the night when the track was completely shit, and you jumping into the straightaway, and then just, oh, am I going to hit the shiny spot, and am I just back end's going to come out from underneath me?
Yeah. Thanks, everybody who's tuning in right now. Looks like, well, we had 10. Now it looks like there's 6 of us. But anyway, thanks, everybody who's watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat there. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. So right now we're watching 250 Group there. Just finished. Bomer looks like he's on top of the 101.9. And he is... Shoot,
I think he's gonna be top 10 tonight.
2.5 seconds. Do you think he's gonna be top 10?
I think he's gonna be. Oof. I think he's gonna be more towards 8 to 10 because I think mentally he's gonna fry himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, come on, man. Like I see him right on par with Phil, with Mumphy and Oldenburg. I was gonna put Talon in there, but I think he's still getting that KTM dialed in. An interesting note: Lux Turner.
Yeah.
He's only riding West Coast right now and not the Futures because Derek Kelly's hurt. He was supposed to. Lux Turner was actually supposed to do the Futures, and the same thing. I don't know if you noticed.
That's right. I remember that in the announcement.
Slade Varola is actually got bumped up, and he was supposed to do Futures again, and they just completely bypassed it. But it was supposed to be Derek Kelly and Talon, and then Derek broke his wrist.
Okay.
And Lux Turner and Ryder McNabb were going to do Futures together. So now it's just Ryder McNabb.
So I talked to Kev yesterday a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I like his rig.
His rig's cool, man.
It is cool.
We're going to get to hang out in it in Indy. I'm excited about that. But he said the track's very easy. Yeah. I asked him about the whoops. He said they were tiny.
Yeah, it honestly looks like the first set is something you would see at a fucking Faircross track. The second set look a little bit more rounded off, a little bit more built. So guys are getting, it looks like they're having a little bit of, and that was Prado's issue. Yeah. He wasn't getting the lift to get on top. But the first set, like, they're going to be fucking flat by the end of the main.
Was there anything crazy, since we're watching commercials right now, was there anything crazy in that first round of qualifying that caught your eye?
No. Okay. No, it honestly looked like Jet was doing Jet things. Chase and Eli definitely looked like they were searching.
Well, Chase just said right before we went live when we had the sound on that he is going at a different approach.
Well, Weege made this a point when he came on when it was him, JT, and Hubbard, and they were talking about how, like, Chase being so far off, and, like, he had, 13 or 14 times last year was the fastest, and we all know Chase, like, he wants to go there and put a point. And Weege even made the comment that, like, well, what if this is now just a new thing for Chase, and he's just all about putting in the laps, and he's going to be there as the main goes on.
Yep.
And honestly, I believe him. Like, a lot of, and JT even made the comment, he's like, well, do you think that's a decision that he's made, or it's being made for him because Jet is just so good in qualifying? And I think it's a little bit of both. But I honestly think that I like to hear that. I think that's a maturation process and this move to KTM that we've all talked about.
Yeah.
Like, is this a whole just, is it like a rebuilding year for him? Or is this just a whole new, I'm changing my attitude, brand new team, brand new people, brand new outlook, because what was done last year?
Do you see that right there?
What?
That big number 18 plate in the lawn there? Oh, that's got to just grind everybody's gears.
Oh, yeah. What was going on last year was not working for him, clearly.
Yeah.
So, like, is this just a new mentality for him? And if it is, I like it, because we know with Chase that his speed is not an issue. It's getting that KTM dialed in. We've heard about how much he likes it. He has more feel of the front. Yep. Feels like he can push a lot harder because it's stiff and the bracing and all that shit.
All right, here we go. 250 Group A. Fake start. RJ. Oh, sorry. Well, we don't have Forkner to go flipping down the straightaway this time, so that's a real positive. It's
going to be Levi.
Yeah, but look at Levi. Dude, okay, so this is the thing with Levi this year, and we talked about a little bit in the previous show if anybody watched it. If Levi gets starts, Levi's going to be a problem for this title. Like, he is a contender. It's when he doesn't get starts, that's the issue. This little hip jump here looks like fun. Like, I could jump that.
I like it. Very, very slow speed, different. Usually you see a lot of hip jumps back in the day are at the end of rhythm sections. They're not to start a section. And I do like it because it's not going to be really sketchy because it's very slow speed. It's right out of a left-hander. Like, it's going to be pretty one line because you can only do so much on a hip jump. But it's going to be how you're going to set up for that little short shoot straightaway afterwards.
The finish line is huge because we're jumping over the start straight. And going finish line to Supercross triple is a little weird, but I mean, I guess I'll allow it. I mean, why not? Oh, here we go into the whoops. Let's see here.
I'm here to tell you, man. I really believe that.
Okay, that looked good. Second set. Levi going through. Keep it straight. Wasn't bad.
I honestly believe that if Levi gets a start tonight, he walks away from everyone.
I mean, maybe.
I would like to say that Nate is going to win tonight, but I still think he's recovering from his injury. But I truly do. And I think that, and we talked about this when we did a little snippet at the preview show, Levi's new being on pro circuit, having more leeway, not grounding out motos day in and day out, and then living with Chase and training with Kenny and Tom.
And he's with Peter Park.
Man, I'm telling you, I think that this is I think we're going to find out tonight, and we all know we don't base a lot on A1, but I think for a lot of guys in this 250 class, I think this is kind of a prove-it point race.
Whoa.
You know?
Can we talk about Bomer's lap was more ridiculous than I anticipated? Like, holy crap, he is. I mean, dude, he's over a second faster than Smith was in first session, and Levi just went out there and blitzed one and did a 102.8, which is still like 9/10 off. That's impressive.
Like I said, man, Juju, I think I've been hearing a lot during off season, man. That
low key flying at the test track.
Flying at the test track, and we all know when you hear that, you kind of take that with a grain of salt. But I think he's going to be good. I think that Juju's issue, like I said, is going to be mentally melting at the end of the main.
Yeah.
But then he's going to, it's going to be his first pro Supercross. Like, I think he's going to be good, man.
Now, Shimoda wasn't real. I mean, he was like third in first session or something like that, which isn't terrible. Or I guess, well, let's see here. So we got Smith, Hampshire, March. So he was maybe fourth in the first session, which isn't terrible. But when I think of Shimoda too, I don't think of one lap speed run. So
Joe gets better as the race goes on.
Yeah,
we've seen it many of times, especially at the end of nationals.
There goes Hampshire with a 101.91.
RJ, I honestly think I'm more curious to see what RJ does this year because of the fact that there's no more Jet and Hunter.
No, he has to get it done. Like, this is his year. If you go back and look at results, and we kind of talked about this, I think, in the preview show.
If there was no Jet Lawrence, he'd be your champion last year. And I know that's coulda, shoulda, woulda, and that's easy to say because you could say, well, if there's no Hunter Lawrence, Hayden Deegan was champion last year or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like you take out Jet, which is obviously, we say enough about Jet. RJ had his best year last year in Supercross.
Yep.
And it was only overshadowed because of the fact that he was racing Jet Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, and here's the thing, though. I got to give this to Steve, because Steve's been beating this drum, too, with the RJ thing, is that RJ still had a big one. Now, RJ didn't get penalized for having that big one because he did it at a Triple Crown. So that saved him. But RJ did still have a big one last year. So I'm not completely sold on the RJ thing. It was much, much better last year. Obviously. Oh, yeah. Obviously, he had the Jet out there. So that was a big issue for basically everybody. But
my biggest thing with RJ, and it's kind of always the same thing with RJ, and even though last year was better, what's going to happen? Where is he going to be mentally when, let's say, just for the sake of this argument, let's say Smitty, Levi, and Joe, because I don't know where Nate's at, because I still think Nate, like I said, I think that it's going to take a couple rounds for Nate to get 100%.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's Joe, Smitty, and Levi.
Oh, RJ! Oh my God!
That's an RJ thing.
That almost happened in second practice.
Where is he going to be mentally if those guys get out front and he's like fifth? Is he going to be like, look, I'm going to try to push towards the front. If I can't close the gap, I'm going to take the points tonight and do the mature thing? Or is he going to do typical RJ shit, shut his brain off, and just get loose, and is he going to try to go win? Which I would really hope that it would be the latter because of the fact that he keeps talking about, hey, well, there's Kitchen to the top.
Kitchen goes to the top of
he
the
keeps talking about how, like last year, if there was no Jet, like, he'd be your champion. He had really good rounds. He had one bad race, but he was the most consistent he ever been, and he just wanted to do that. Saying those things and then going along those lines is to even mature and progress more.
Oh, Jordan.
Is to take that next step and just, hey, if I don't have it tonight, I'm just going to get the points.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to win the championship. And we can say the same thing for Smitty. Smitty's issue has never been speed. It is always, what is he going to do when shit is not going right, a la Detroit last year?
Well, he doesn't have to fight Deegan this year, so that's a big plus for him. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. Again, we're going to try to do this. I guess I really haven't talked to you about this. I really want to try to do this at least through like the first 4 rounds and kind of see how it goes. So if you guys like this, make sure to leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to watch, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. And this is just us kind of commentating, just doing the same thing they're doing on Race Day Live. We're just trying to give you guys a secondary perspective. And we may do this at Detroit too. Well, I guess I would be doing this at Detroit because you're not going to Detroit. No. I will be in Detroit for the race, so we'll see how this goes. We may not do it for Detroit. I don't know. I like to talk, so that, it could be a thing, but it's loud in the building. But anyway, so we got 250 Group A second qualifying here. Kitchen's finally gone to the top of the board with a 101.82. Hampshire right behind him, 101.89. And then we've got Bowman still with that flyer.
In fourth, man.
Dude, I think Volan's low key better than I think we think he is this year.
Same thing as for Levi, just for different reasons.
Yes.
Going to a team where it's kind of just a little bit of leeway, do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
Take your approach, do your motos.
Much looser program over there.
And not only that,
with Mitch.
Yeah, and I've said the same thing with Levi.
Yeah.
Max is obviously a lot taller guy. He has a really, really chest high style. He needs a longer base chassis than that KTM that is very compact and very easy for somebody of his height. When things get loose and he offsets his weight, there's not a lot of give of the bike. With that Cowie, you got the taller frame, longer chassis. He has a little bit more room to work where he's not going to really like offset his technique too much because of that. Where the KTM, like I said, it doesn't fit a taller guy like Max.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, he has such style, dude. I do love his style, and he can manual practically anything.
I like how he finally came out, though, in an interview with Swap, and he just goes, yeah, like, I just wasn't ready to go pro.
Well, that's good, because we all knew that.
We said this shit.
We all saw it,
like,
but
why are you taking a kid that has never raced a fucking A race, and you're going to just drop him right into the pros?
Look at Kitchen goes 101.3. RJ 101.6. So we're pushing the pace here. Now we're pushing the pace. And Shimoda just hanging out in fourth. But Shimoda reminds me a lot. I don't want to really compare it, but it's a Cooper Webb thing. Like, shows up during the race.
I really do think, though, that Joe, with the guys he's racing and the guys that he's racing, their strong suits, like a fucking Levi Kitchen, like a Smitty, that if they get a start, Joe can't do what he did in Los Angeles or do what he did most of outdoors last year and try to come from 7th. Because if Levi or Jordan are out front, or even Nate, when he gets his shit together, he's not going to be able to run him down. He's just not going to be able to.
Oh, man. I have some stuff for the show tomorrow that I'm not going to put out here. Are we here? Darren Miguel, thanks for tuning in. Are we here for the main? We're going to do a post-race show. We're not actually going to live stream during the main, man. Mostly because I'm taking notes and doing all sorts of stuff. So, although I guess if enough of you comment and really want us to do something like that, we could potentially. We're pretty free flowing here. It's a loose program over here. So if you do like us commenting like this and talking about it, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, it's not a whole lot of skin off our back. I just turn the camera on and talk, man. So if you guys like to listen to the sultry sound of my voice, just let us know there. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Okay, so we got 30 seconds left here. 250 Group A. Is that Marchbanks?
Yeah. I'm really surprised Phil's in 15th, man.
I'm not. Phil's another one. He'll show up for the race. So, one new thing I did notice in first practice, because I was watching it with no sound at that meeting I was at, I like how they have whoever is fastest qualifier, they have the lights on for them now on their forks. I think that's cool. That'll help a lot of the guys, or a lot of the people that show up to the races that don't quite know exactly what they're looking at or how to follow the stuff like us morons do. So...
Nope, Nick got the 6th. Same... Interesting.
Yeah, I think where was I at? Oh, yeah, so I've got some stuff. Did you watch Johnny's show that was on yesterday?
No. I feel bad about this. Is the second time now he's asked me to be on, and I just can't do it.
It's okay, dude. So we got sidetracked in that. So he initially texted me and said, "Hey man, can you do a show Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern?" And I was like, "Sure, no problem." Then 30 minutes after that, Ashley reminds me, "Oh hey, we've got family presentation at our co-op our co-op thing for our homeschool group." Okay, great, no problem. What time is that at? Well, like 9:10 to 9:30. Okay, sweet. I have a hard out at 9:30 to get back to be here by 10. I get the email yesterday morning, and mind you, I've set a couple customers up to not show up till about noon or 1 o'clock to fucking get their parts, right? Because I'm like, okay, we'll at least go 2 hours, so it's going to be 10 to 12. Anyway, so then yesterday morning, I get the email from Johnny for the invite with the link, and it says 10 a.m. Pacific. And I'm like, what? So this is at like 7 in the morning. I'm looking at this, right? So I'm texting Johnny, hey, what time are we going? And then I'm like, man, I really don't want my customer in the middle. So then I'm texting my customer. I'm like, hey, so my appointment moved. All right, sorry, I'll get back to that. Levi was on top there, so that's cool.
RJ, Joe bumped up to third on the last lap.
Yeah, Ryder D 11th.
It's a little shocking to me.
What happened to Varise's bike yesterday?
Triple clamp issue. That just compounded with the actual neck of the frame.
Huh. So anyway, yeah, so then at like 7:30 yesterday morning, I'm freaking out about my customer might be showing up while I'm doing this podcast, and that's going to be a mess. So I text the customer, I'm like, hey, my appointment got moved up, so I'll actually be here 10 to 1, if you want to stop by. Okay, cool, I'll stop by then. Awesome. And then Johnny hits me back like 15 minutes later. Oh, no, we're going in about 90 minutes. And I'm like, so that's 10 a.m. Eastern, bud. He's like, oh, sorry. I'm all
when you told me about the 10 a.m. thing, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, he's on the West Coast. He's going to do this at 7 in the morning his time. So, like, when you kept saying 10 a.m., I was like, he's going to mean 10 Pacific, 1 our time.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's West. Yeah. And I'm like, what would he be doing at 7 in the morning? What kind of...
Nope. We went at 10 a.m. yesterday. Why? Because Johnny's life is really full. He's in the process of moving back to Colorado, I guess, and things. So
where's he been living? Arizona?
He's in Arizona right now.
I mean, I definitely live in Colorado more from spring to fall, but it's also very expensive.
So, Star effed up sending Thrasher over to West. Well, if you didn't catch Johnny's live thing, and we'll talk about this on the show tomorrow too, I'm sure. So the rumor is that Deegan's got a wrist injury. So that's part of this also.
Dude, everybody on that coast is hurt.
Yeah.
So Deegan's got a wrist issue. Styles has got his collarbone / shoulder. Romano messed up his wrist. Towers isn't going to be racing. He's not even making his debut. And then Enzo is the only one, but I guess they're saying because, he's getting used to the bike and getting used to the team. Or not the bike, the team. Dax is the only one that's, like, healthy.
Yeah. So we'll see. And I actually think that Thrasher does stand a chance of being a contender for this title
if Nate Thrasher from last year shows up,
yeah.
Yes.
He has a chance.
But I still think that he is building back from his injury because he's only been on the bike for like 6 weeks.
Did Kitchen get a fastest qualifier last year? Or is this like his first one?
I think this might be his first one.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be because it was either Jet or RJ last year. Because Jet got like 6 of them.
Well, I'd be interested to see. I wouldn't have sent Deegs anyways. Can't run with them. What do you mean? You don't think Deegs is the favorite in the 250 class, period, no matter which coast it was? I like that gear Tomax got. I like that a lot. I would actually get that.
I like the neon boots they've been running.
That limited edition Ember gear or whatever it is they're putting on Jet right now. I don't think that's cool. It's literally just bright red gear. And here we go.
You know what I don't like?
450A group fake start. Here we go. Who's got it? Oh, it's Eli. That's not a good sign.
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like is the cow gear they've been putting on Chase.
Dude, I mean, I saw that and I went, "Ooh, we're going throwback," and I don't mind it.
Oh, dude, I love everything A-Stars has been doing lately, but some of the stuff. I stand by my comment when I talked about One Industries coming back, dude. Yeah. I'm so stoked.
The cow gear is ridiculous enough that Chase is wearing that
kind of like the hot dog thing they used to, or the cats thing or whatever the hell it was.
Look, I would wear it, all right?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd wear it too, but like it's just, I don't know, it's ridiculous when you look at it, like really look at it.
What do you think about the, who crashed already? There's a yellow flag. Eli, dude, come on.
What do I think about what?
What do you think about Jet running the blue and yellow plates there, the purple and yellow?
I mean, Hayden's going to be running it when we go east, so.
Cash the Lab, hoping Faulkner comes through, man. Yeah, I hope he can stay healthy, too. I think Rhino's doing some really good things for him, both mentally and physically here coming into this year. I think it's going to come down to literally luck, because, I mean, last year's start crash was a lot of just bad luck on his
He's just
point.
had bad luck for the last 2 years. Before, it was basically luck started the night that Jet and him got into it in the Triple Crown. A lot of it hasn't been self-inflicted. We know for years self-inflicted was his issue.
Yeah.
He just shut his brain off. But the last couple of years, a lot of it has just been bad luck.
Yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time.
So
Because we all know that if Fortner can stay healthy, Fortner can beat anybody in the world.
Yeah. So what do you think of the purplish and yellow number plates for Jet this year? Unless he's got the points lead, then it'll be red. So it'll be red a lot.
I don't know.
Like after tonight.
You're baiting me into saying something. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think it's cool.
I mean, it's cool.
Look,
it's just another thing for Feld to try to do to switch things up and give people more and more credit. But let's be real though,
I give it to him though. Okay, we talked a lot last
Chase,
year.
get your fucking head up. Jesus.
We talked a lot last year about the SuperMotocross and how ridiculous it was. They're fully buying into it, okay? Like they are full, and this right here, it's a really little thing, but it does show me a lot of commitment to them of like we want to make this a thing.
I still believe though a lot of these dudes, and I'll actually give Cole credit on this because he made the comment.
Yeah.
When we did the show. That a lot of these, the old guard, like an Eli, like a Kenny, even you could say Chase, even though Chase is not the old guard, but like if a Malcolm, a whoever, the SMX stuff is just money to them. It's not really, doesn't mean anything. It's still about the individual Supercross and Outdoor Championship. There we go. Nice, Chase. And that wasn't even a clean lap. But this new generation coming up, like you could say a Jet, like I guess you could say Hunter, because this is like this now he was getting into his winning phase of his career instead of the struggling.
Yeah.
You know, like the new kids coming up, like a Juju, like a Hayden, you know, like even though he's never going to win one, a Base Flug, all these new kids coming up, when Timmerman and Adams, the SMX thing is going to be big because it's going to be starting in their era.
Roxon up to second with a 101.2.
But like for a lot of these older guys that have been doing this for 6-7+ years, I don't think they really look at the SMX shit and go, "Oh my God, it means just as much as an individual title."
No,
it's just an add-on thing.
I was gonna say, I think it'll take time, but I think, but them buying into it and really going full throttle at it is going to start moving that needle going forward. Like you said, I believe once you get into like Sexton, and we can even go to Jet there. I think that's kind of the last generation here that's gonna be like really big on the separate. I think once you get past that, as long as they keep going, and this is the same thing like with World Supercross, it's going to take time to really build the hype and everything around it. But I think as they go, it will get bigger, it will get better, it will get more prestigious, and then you're going to see guys really want to have that. And again, I think the purple and yellow number plates
Coop to second with a 101.1.
I kid. To see some. God, did you see the picture of him with his resting bitch face at the presser yesterday?
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's good for us fans because it's more racing, and we all love more racing. And it's not good for these guys just for their like downtime and to recover, because it's just more time on the bike where they don't get time off.
Yep.
But it's cool. But you knew the Feld was going to have to do something because this was their baby. Like, this was their answer at the time, which now we know is not that big of a deal for a few years to what WSX was doing. But, like...
That had nothing to do with it.
Look at Chase.
Crazy.
Look at Chase.
Wow.
Okay.
Flat.
All right.
I mean,
all right.
It looks a lot better. It's only 2/10.
No, it's something... It's good because he was struggling with the bike in free practice. But am I going to take away if Chase isn't on the board at the end of this practice? No. But my thing is like... What do we think? Feld wasn't going to do more to promote and make this a big deal? No, they had to do something because they can't just like, throw it by the wayside and not do like. I didn't see the whole blue thing coming, and it's different. Yeah. But when you really think about it, about what it is, and like we know what's going on there as opposed to the casual fan. Yeah. What were they not? Well, like, they were going to do something.
My thing is that I'm a sucker right now for
back up to the top.
3/10.
All right.
I'm a sucker right now for the nostalgia stuff.
Yeah.
And like, okay, it's nostalgic back to even before I was into it, because it's 80s and 90s when they used to have the Grand National Champion. So, because that's what the Grand National Champion got to run.
We even go back to the Trans Am days.
It was the purple and yellow stuff. So So, like, I'm okay with it. First off, I think it's sick. I want my number plates on my bike to look like that, kind of. Except for I'm not a champion yet, so maybe I should wait. But, like, I should probably win something.
Yeah, like just a
But
little
it's
race.
cool looking. I like it. It's super cool looking.
If we're on the topic of backgrounds, though, can I just be honest with you? Even though we've already seen this with Baggett, I'm really looking forward to Chase running that number 4 outdoors.
Oh yeah,
dude. Okay, so
everybody talks about that. I don't think it's that cool.
Controversial take on that. No, not the 4.
Oh,
like dude, I've seen that for so many years with Ricky. Like the 4 isn't that significant to me because it's never going to be a big deal because Ricky basically destroyed the number for anyone. Controversial take. I don't like the number 1 plate.
Really?
I don't.
Interesting.
I don't. No significant reason.
Want to know who else like it? Chad Reed.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it. I just don't.
Yeah.
Stu really didn't either.
Yeah.
Ricky didn't either. Ricky never ran number 1. He ran it a couple times on the Honda.
Weird to see the 22 on Noren's bike.
Yeah, I don't like it. Also reminds me a lot of Clement DeSalle.
By round 3, it won't matter anymore.
I don't like the number 1 plate. I never really have. Like I understand it. If I was somebody that won a bunch of titles, I would definitely have all those number 1s up anywhere. I would be like, oh no, I'm not gonna take it. But all right.
Sexton, we're
doing a little matching game. Okay,
all right. I'm in on this. We got 220 left. Here's Chet. Look at Chet ripping, brah.
Who's down? Is that
Hunter? Oh my God, Hunter.
Hunter is just gonna. Dude, I don't think anyone's gonna be great to Hunter.
Coach, if you're watching this and you want to take that bet back before the race starts tonight, I'll allow it.
So he pulled. That was a total Jeffrey hurdling.
Yeah.
The back end started skating on him because he was trying to pivot in and straighten out.
59.
He was trying to pivot in and straighten out for the sand section going out and across.
Yeah.
And sidewall instead of the fat part. He weighted forward, unloaded the rear end, and it kind of shifted his chest upwards. But it got the back end to straighten out when the back end was starting to come around on him. He unweighted the rear end, let it got light, and then squatted again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also some total drift, like fucking Marc Marquez shit.
Yeah.
Things used to do that kind of stuff all the time in the sand.
Okay, so a couple questions coming in here from Cash the Lab 2. Thoughts on Justin Cooper in the 450 class?
Going to beat Hunter Lawrence tonight.
Yeah, he probably will beat Hunter at this rate. 6 to 10 dude. I don't see him doing anything super crazy different than what he did last year because the field's a lot the same with just a couple other guys in it.
I think he's going to be better outdoors.
Yeah. And then Darren Miguel, are there incentives? Are the incentives good enough for the older guys to go fast in qualifying? No.
No.
And in fact, if they're smart about it, like you just heard Weege talking about Chase before, like, dude, just get through qualifying and do it. Like, Webb has never been a qualifier. He's won 2 damn titles. So
plus, the vets don't care about it. They know that it doesn't matter what you're doing in practice because, especially in these second sessions, the track's been backbladed and it's fresh. It's not gonna. Oh no. Oh no!
How did you just stall that? That's embarrassing.
No, I don't think that was a Chase thing. I don't think that was a bike malfunction.
That's not good.
No. To answer your question, they don't care because they've been doing this for long enough, and it's like I've said to Travis before. Like when we go outdoors, like if you're third fastest and you're a second off, you don't really give a shit because the third gate pick, it's still a good gate pick.
Yeah. Yeah, until they make a change where qualifying either counts for points or gets you into Super
Which is weird because I feel like we've talked about this before.
We have, and there's been Jet! Oh God! Oh my God! My life just flashed before my eyes. Oh Jet! Oh my God!
Just saved him. He's fucking on something,
dude. There's no way this is faster, right? If he goes 59 on this, looking like that through the whoops, they're all fucked. That's just all there is to it. There's no way.
No, because that's unsustainable.
Now we're just focused in on the Jet here. Oh my God. Oh
dude,
my
that's
God.
so sketchy.
Oh my God.
It's so sketchy. It's so sketchy.
Please stop. Please stop.
It's so sketchy.
Oh, thank God it's the last corner.
It's so sketchy.
All right, what do we got here?
Oh, cross-roaded. So
he's
sketchy.
Gonna be pissed. At least he's still on top, but he's still not.
See,
gonna
this
be happy.
is what this was the part. I know this is just one lap and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
This is the part of Jet that I'm going to be interested in to see where his brain's going to be when things start happening quick for him when he's trying to push the pace to go faster.
Yeah.
Because on a 450, like we both know now how naturally talented you are. You're not going to be able to get to straighten out. Where the 250, he can muscle that thing into straightening out.
Yeah. Darren Miguel, and you say Webb doesn't
Oh, man, I look at that. Oh man, look at Coop.
Dude, that's impressive by Coop there.
So not worried about Eli in 6th.
Nope.
J. Coop in 5th and Coop in 3rd.
That's interesting.
Surprising to me. Dylan in 10th, not a big deal. I am shocked that AC is in 14th. I look at the rest of that and I go, okay, I get it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Okay.
is what it is. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in here to our first live qualifying stream here. Again, if you guys like that, make sure to throw us a comment down below. You know what you guys thought, and hit that thumbs up button for us. That'll be helpful. And we will be back to do these for at least through round 4 here right now, and then we're going to kind of reevaluate and see once we go through Detroit time. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We will be back with a immediate reaction show that will go up either later tonight or first thing in the morning, and then the main show will be up Tuesday. So thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Not bad.
Hold on, let me get